Hey guys, Rich from Richmond Gaming. Hope everyone is doing fantastically well. Welcome to this, the weekly-ish-esque, somewhat type bugle. Joined, of course, as always, by Mr. Quinn Duggan and Mr. Ron Walker. How you both doing, guys?
Yay, MCP.
We've had some cool stuff, though. There's been quite a bit released since we
To be fair,
last
they've
came on.
shown the character that's probably excited me most in the past year of releases.
You guys are actually sharing the box that we're talking about today, right?
We are, yeah.
Oh, check you both out. Oh, sharing friends.
Well, we can't all be rich like you. Some of us have to split boxes.
I've skipped loads lately.
That is also not the case. I just don't want Umbaku.
Hope everyone's doing well. Ren, Swedish Troll, Justin, Glyn, Count Lavender, Ren again. There we go. Swedish Troll says it's been 34 years.
84 years, you pleb.
I know, but it hasn't been 84 years. I bet Ron is painting Shatterpoint.
Of course it is.
Ron, so basically, we're going to go through the Umbaku and the Klaw box. One of them couldn't give a shit about one. The other one couldn't give a shit about the other one. So there we go. Guys, what you been up to apart from playing Shatterpoint?
Painting Shatterpoint.
That's fair. That's fair.
Today I've been sat waiting extremely patiently for the postman to bring me my Final Fantasy 16, and the fucker didn't show up.
Oh, that's annoying. Yeah,
Not really,
I'm still
it's not
waiting.
out till tomorrow, but
I'm still waiting on. I backed something back in 2020 or 2021 on Kickstarter. It's the Witcher board game, and I've been they said that it was coming out May. It's yes, and then it didn't turn up, and then it was supposed to be the same weekend as Shatterpoint, and I was like, for fuck's sake, and it still hasn't turned up. So.
it's because it got recalled. They've had to replace all the Geralt models.
Well, no, this is actually based off the books, not based off the TV show or indeed the
It's
games.
the second worst thing it could be based off.
No, the books are really good if you've ever read them.
That's
I've read-
still not as good as the game.
Yeah, the games. Are,
The games
yeah.
are the reason why The Witcher is even an IP.
Oh no, I mean that is true. That is true. Nuclear Kid, you are absolutely right. In the comics, Umbaku is also called Manape, and yes, it most definitely has not aged very well, has it? That title. Let me just.
My issue with Umbaku is, without the MCU, he is a really shit character, and because AMG only have the rights for the comics, I just don't see the appeal. Whereas MCU Klaw is only good because it's played by Andy Serkis, but comic book Klaw is a fucking chad.
Oh, comic book Klaw is absolutely awesome. MCU Klaw is first of all, dead. Second of all, he was absolutely wasted, wasn't he?
Yep.
Absolutely
Oh, look,
wasted.
Killmonger's going to shoot him now. What? Why?
Yay, Andy Serkis is in the MCU. Oh, we'll kill him off really quick so he can't come back.
Andy
They could have at
Serkis.
least killed him in a way where they could have brought him back later as living
Yeah.
energy Claw.
Cool. So we're going to go through a couple of cards, guys. Let's start off with Umbaku, aka Umbaku. They chose to not use his old name, which I think is a good idea. So he's going to come with 4 physical, 2 energy, 4 mystic, 7 stamina on his front. He's going to be 4 threat. Of course, he's a fucking 4 threat. Size 3, fuck you, Thor. And he will move medium. And guys, I think he's on a medium base. Is that right?
No,
Or is he on,
small
he's on a small base? Ooh, okay. Stat lines. I mean, there's one glaring obvious
Rocket's
problem.
gonna get ya.
I mean, I think even Cable could kill this guy, Ron.
I'm not sure about that. That's a bold claim, Rich.
But yeah, Guardians are gonna love going into Umbaku with Star
no
Wars
one plays them.
and with Rocket. Yeah, well, most played affiliation since the new cards got released, as in the new Crisis cards. So
Just a bunch of scrubs that play really powerful stuff.
yeah, I think for me, and we'll obviously go down the rest of his card as well, but that is a glaring weakness,
It's
especially when he
fine.
doesn't have anything to counter it really. But
Well, he does. She's called a Koyo.
even so, even so. Okay, so his builder is going to be Knobkerry, which I believe is a traditional like African weapon, I believe, isn't it? It's obviously that stick that he holds with like the big
I mean,
bulbous
we look
thing
like
on
we
the
know
end.
fucking African history. We're like the two whitest people ever.
The only I know Mansa Musa. He was the richest man in history. He was cool.
Yeah, you know that
There we go.
civilization.
He ruined economies just by gifting people too much gold.
Fucking hell, okay.
Yeah, he's a guy. I like him.
So, range 3, which I do like. 5 dice, obviously 0 cost. It's going to be power equal to damage dealt. On a wild, he's going to get pursuit. So before damage is dealt, may advance toward the character short. That's pretty nice, giving him some more movement. And then on a crit, a push. Before damage is dealt, this character may push the target away short. And obviously, if you get both, you get to choose which order you resolve those in, don't you? So
I
there
think
could be.
this is a damn good builder.
I think it's really good. I think it's really, really good. The big thing for me is there is no size restriction on that push whatsoever.
Wakanda's back, baby!
The only way this could have been better is if you had the omnidirectional push that Ulik had. But then that would have been crazy. Like, absolutely crazy. But yeah, I really like this. I think 5 dice is fine because it's range 3. But obviously then that push and that pursuit means you're going to be able to potentially push somebody off a point and then move yourself up on it, maybe even round 1, depending on where they've positioned themselves. Quinn, what's your thoughts on it?
I like that it's range 3. I feel like that's a very big plus. If he was limited to range 2, I think he would be a lot worse as a character. He'd just have a lot less options with what he wants to do. Also, getting this for 1 power off of Wakanda Forever, pretty damn solid.
Yeah, it's really good, really good. Ron, what about yourself?
It's all right.
I feel like we're going to get that for every single ability Mbaku has.
No, I don't know. Like, it's just he's a 4 threat with 5 dice builder. What do you want from me?
He's got some good triggers though. So and the fact it's range 3. Like
Okay.
again, fuck you, Thor.
I don't know. 5 dice physical. Yeah, the push is pretty good, but
It's good with Wakanda Forever, isn't it, Ron? There you go. That's something you could say. I know I already said it. But
yeah,
it's true.
like Wakanda Forever makes him really good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
okay. Like, I'm not gonna fucking do a song and dance about it.
I demand that you jack off Mbaku harder.
I would like both a song and a dance ready for next week's or in 2 weeks' time's Bugle episode, Ron.
No, we're going to have Ron perform the intro to Dewanawonga next week.
There we go. Let's have a look at his spender then. He only has the 1 Wrath of the Jabari. It's going to be range 2. It's going to be 8 strength and it's going to cost 4. Before damage is dealt, if the target character is size 4 or less, this character may throw it medium, omnidirectional on that as well, which is very nice. And then on a wild and a hit, he gets Avalanche, which after this attack is resolved, this character may advance short. It may then make a Knobkerry attack targeting a different enemy character.
This is really good.
I think this is really good, and then is really, really good if you get that Avalanche off as well.
Yeah.
From an
Which, on average, you will.
you should
most
do with
are.
8 dice. Yeah, with 8 dice you should be
one of
doing.
each result, which obviously is weird probability stuff, but in my very simple maths mind, 8...
Well, and we'll get onto it, Quinn, but that hit becomes significantly easier to get when we take a look at his leadership ability as well, right? So if you do whiff out on the hits, then you've got something in there to help. But yeah, big fan of this. For me, one of the things is that for 4 power, you're getting a guaranteed size 4 throw omnidirectional, right? Most characters will pay 3 power if they're a 4 threat for a throw, give or take. Yeah. So for 1 power more, you get to do 8 dice into them as well. And the fact it's before damage is dealt means if you do daze or KO them, you're still going to get to do it, which again I really, really like.
Also, medium throw, omnidirectional.
Yes, that's what I was saying. Omnidirectional is huge, absolutely huge. I really, really like this. I think it's really, really good. It's a spender that feels like it's worth the power. Quite often, I think, unless you get all the triggers on some big spenders, it feels like a little bit lackluster. But even if you only get the throw and nothing else, I feel like that's pretty good. But yeah, Ron, thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think it's solid. Before damage, any before damage is dealt throw is good. To be fair.
Yep.
Means that you can normally knock out 2 characters. And yeah, the flurry triggers is a flurry trigger. It's nice.
Well, you get a move out of it, which is pretty nice. Does that
it is, yeah.
He can get across the board, especially with like if he gets to pursue. Well, if he gets the push to pursue, then he gets to do it again, and he gets to advance short. I don't know. He seems okay.
Really good. I'm going to say, I think he's got really good action economy.
I think he's got some potential for big turns.
Yeah.
Like, there are some characters where you're like, they do this, they're done. Whereas like with M'Baku, can do some like janky ass plays with just him doing more things than he probably should.
Yeah. No, I agree. He could definitely be a character that with one very, very good turn or one very, very good activation could very easily, flip 2-3 points, in your favour, especially with the pushes on Nob Kerry, the throws on Rafa Jabri, and then the fact that you potentially get to do another Nob Kerry with another push and another pursuit as well, I think it's really, really good. So he is the second leader. Is it the longest time we've had for an affiliation to not get a second leader? Were these guys out before Asgard?
Well, yeah, but Asgard still don't have a new leader, so...
No, but that was my point, is that they were out before Asgard, so they were the longest. Obviously, now they're not. We've got Blessed by Gekra. Am I pronouncing that correctly? I think I am. Affiliation Wakanda. Once per turn. Once per turn, when an allied character is contesting an objective token and would be pushed or placed, fuck you, Winterguard, by an enemy effect, roll a die. If the result is a crit, wild, or block, which is essentially a 50-50 chance, the character is not pushed or placed. That or placed is very, very good. And then additionally...
on that, by the way.
Ranking in
that ain't
sumo. Can you tell me what is
you get 2 blocks
day for a sumo wrestler?
Most of the time they start at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Early, huh?
1 second, guys. Nope, I had a YouTube video that was open that started playing.
Yeah, no, this ain't Shatterpoint. The dice don't work like that.
How do you mean?
Because it's a 3 in 8 chance, not a 4 in 8 chance.
I thought it was 2 blocks.
No.
Oh, no, there's not, is there? Okay,
No.
so just less than 50%, but it's still good.
It's still good. I'm not opposing that. Just your silly numbers.
Yeah, and then additionally, once per turn, when an allied character makes an attack, if there are 1 or more wild in its attack roll, it may change 1 die result to a hit, which is very good. Helps him with all of the triggers that he needs on Nobbery and Avalanche and that sort of thing. Oh, sorry, not Nobbery, but
nothing for Nob Kerry.
No, we're calling it Nobbery. But
Ryan Nobbery.
Ryan Nobbery. Ryan Nobbery Kerry. I don't know. What do we think of this as a leadership, Quinn?
I think it's good. I mean, obviously, Ron has some gripes with how creative it is, but like
It's very lazy.
it is admittedly pretty lazy, but like it's still that doesn't stop it from being good gameplay wise. Like I think this is a solid leadership. It's not you're not getting like ASM's leadership or something terrible. You're getting something that is solid and will see solid use throughout the course of the game. You could even forget the first half, which I know I will do on plenty of occasions, and even the bottom half is still like very valuable.
Yeah, Ron, why do you think it's lazy? Because I'm actually okay with it. Like, I think it's fine. But what's your thoughts on why it's lazy?
Well, it's Winterguard leadership and New Doc's leadership just rolled into one.
It's a little bit different. It's slightly better than Winterguard's on the front end. Because
it's better than both of them because you get two.
Well, yeah.
Where it is basically just two leaderships.
No, but Winterguard also get the remover condition at the beginning of that, which is also very, very good as well.
Yeah, I mean, also, I don't want to, ruin the great time everyone watching the stream's having, but your camera isn't on there.
It's back on now. So I think it's solid. I think it's nice to get a new affiliation in and a new character in for an older,
I think it's good. I just wish it were something cooler.
You think it's good? You just wish it was new.
They've used all their coolness up on. They've used all their coolness up on Shatterpoint. Okay, we've then got his only active ability, Strength of the White Gorilla. Choose an interactive terrain feature of size 3 or less, and within range 2, throw it medium, once per turn. Cost 2 power. It's pretty standard. It's not bad for 2 power, I think, size 3.
I mean, it just amps his damage output up even more, which I do like.
It couldn't have been terrain or character, I think, because he's got the character on his Wrath of Jabari. So, yeah, I think it's really good. I like it a lot. His first innate, because he has a hell of a lot, Chieftain of the Jabari. This character cannot be pushed or advanced by the special effects of physical or energy attacks from characters of size 3 or less. Which does make me chuckle, because the guy with the biggest gun is Rocket. I just feel like the size of the character making the attack isn't relevant to some extent.
Well, I mean, for one, Rocket doesn't shove anyone about, does he?
He does.
No, he doesn't.
He does. Hadron Enforcer. Or Hadron Enforcer. Has a explosion with a push.
People in, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a push in. A push towards. If only there was another word for that.
I know, right?
So, yeah, I mean, look, it's okay. It keeps him on points where he wants to be there.
I mean, once again, shit's all over Thor.
He does shit all over Thor.
Why can this, normal dude not be shoved around when a guy who's muscular, muscular skeletal structure is denser than a human's can be?
Thor might be the god of lightning, right? He might have a magic hammer, but has he got a stick?
That's called a knob carry.
A knob carry.
A knob carry stick.
So yeah, and then it's got solid frame. Again, is he any more solid than Thor? I don't know, but so can't suffer collision from damage from collisions with other characters. I mean, look, that one's good, but he's already rolling 4 defense dice, but even so, it's still good. And then lastly, immunity stun, which I think is going to be really important for him, because I do think he is, whilst he's not got a huge amount, he wants to spend, power and doesn't have a lot of active and reactive abilities. You're going to be wanting to do that Wrath of Jabari as often as you can.
I mean,
and
also, he's got his card to pay for as well, right?
He does have his card to pay for as well, yeah, which we'll get onto in a moment. So yeah, overall, guys, I think he's solid. A solid frame, if you will. And I think he's a much needed addition.
I don't know, right, guys. Do you have a knob carry?
Let us know in the comment section what size would Ron be in MCP? What would his movement be? What size base would he come on? And what innate superpowers would he have? Cool. Let's go down to the other side of his card. Guys, keep me honest here. I think the only change is the 6 stamina on his flip side. So he does lose a stamina.
7 to 6, that's it.
Which I still think, 13 stamina for a 4-threat character is absolutely fine.
Well, it's better than Parker, isn't it?
He's better than Parker, yeah. He is better than Parker. Throw enemies into your own model in lack of terrain or other enemies. You can't throw enemies, or he can't throw somebody into himself. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. Ron would be a 6 threat, size 4, surely. It's fair. It is fair. So overall, guys, what do we think of M'Baku? Quinn, I'll go to you first.
Well, obviously, I'm getting him, so I like him. I really like him. I've had a few stints playing Wakanda in the past. M'Baku will probably bring me back to them.
Yeah, and I think because of all the displacement he's got with throws and pushes and whatever else, he does lean into that sort of traditional Wakanda playstyle as well, doesn't he, really?
He fits the playstyle whilst also giving them a bit more punch, which I very much like.
Have we had affiliations confirmed for him yet? So we obviously know he's going to be Wakanda. Yeah, because he doesn't...
I cannot see anything else for him.
Well, they're like
whoa. He's going to be an Avenger like every character.
Yeah.
Or he's going to be Al.
No, he's going to be Crimson, because, I don't know, he stole some vibranium off a different tribe in Wakanda.
Does he? I don't think he likes the vibranium
stuff, does he? Random shit.
Oh, right, okay.
Justify anyone going in any of those 3 factions.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, this guy would be... I think he'd be pretty good in Crimson, to be honest with you.
I mean, yeah, actually.
He would be... I'd even say, just as he is now, he's probably a good addition to Crimson. They do have Rhino, though, and I think Rhino's probably a better choice. But
who has the better knob?
Who has the better knob? Is Rhino Beret better than Knob Kerry? Let us know down in the comments section below. Ron's innate ability is feign interest. It's not, is it? It's quite clearly not. And yes, Swedish Troll says he's quite clearly an X-Man. Cool. So let's have a look then. Let's see if we can get Ron interested on the other side of this one. With Klaw.
I'll stop hating now.
Klaw, a.k.a. Ulysses Klaw. 3 physical defense, 5 energy defense, and 3 mystic. 7 stamina on his front. He's a 5 threat. He's going to be size 2, and he's got a medium move. And I also believe is he a medium or a small base? Small as well. Stat line, Ron, what do you think?
I think it's pretty good. 353. Fuck you, Rocket.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely the opposite, isn't he? Definitely the opposite. Quinn, what's your thoughts?
I'm taking interest now. No. Yeah, I mean, it's... I don't know. It's an alright stat line. Looking at it just from a purely stat line perspective, for a 5 threat, I'd want maybe 1 extra dice somewhere.
I feel like I'd want 1 extra health as well. I think would have been nice, but hey ho. Let's have a look then at his builder. It's going to be Sonic Blast, range 3, 6 strength, and it's going to be damage, or power even, equal to the damage dealt. He's got a suppressive on a wild before damage is dealt. For each wild in the attack roll, the target character loses 1 power. I like that that's before. I think that's pretty good. And then on a crit and a wild, before damage is dealt, the target character suffers the stun special condition. So really good at, stopping putting power on people, especially because it's before damage is dealt. They're not going to get any power for any of the damage that you hopefully do. Ron, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts on Sonic Blast?
I think it's a pretty good builder. I'm not overly fond of crit wild just for a stun, but I think it's just a bonus thing more than if you get it, cool. Suppressive's okay. I'd rather it be sap, but he doesn't really have power issues anyway, so I think it's pretty good. It's better than a lot of energy-based 5 threats.
Yeah, I think it's pretty solid. What was that one, Quinn?
Cable.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, look at this compared to Cable. Like, I mean, just crazy, absolutely crazy. Let's have a look then at his spender, Sonic Shockwave. It's a beam 5. It's going to be 7 strength, and it's going to cost 5. And then on a wild, it's going to have a pierce. And then after the range tool is placed for this attack, destroy all size 2 or similar, or smaller even, not similar, interactive terrain features it overlaps.
I like the idea of destroy size 2 or similar. So you destroy a size 2 car, and you're like, that size 3 SUV is sort of like a car.
It's similar-ish, yeah. Beam attacks have been pretty good in the past. What are your thoughts on a beam 5, but it costing 5 power as well, Ron?
My favourite thing in MCP is beams. I play Black Bolt, I play Strange, I've played Cyclops. Energy Beam 5, my type of character. Let's go.
Yeah, fair enough. What's your thoughts on the second or the last part of that attack there, though? Destroying all size 2 or smaller.
Black Bolt's got the same thing on Whisper. It's very rare that it actually does anything.
I guess if you get it off like early,
if you get it off early, it's okay, but it's
like just to get rid of some of their ammunition. Yeah. But like it very much is just sort of like oh yeah, that exists.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? But yeah, look, I think the addition of the pierce on there makes Sonic Shockwave, I think, really good. And 7 dice is not to be sniffed at. Beam 5, realistically, you're going to get minimum of 2. You're not going to do it unless you're getting at least 2, but you could even get 3, maybe 4. I actually got a 4 people under my beam with Crimson Dynamo the other night. I won't say how it went because it was shocking, but obviously it just increases in value the more people that you get to do it on.
I know it wasn't intentional, but I see what you did there.
Well, there we go.
You said you did a Crimson Dynamo beam, and it was shocking.
There we go. That's all it did as well, by the way, guys. So he is, because everyone wanted another leader for Criminal Syndicate, so close to getting the last leader of Criminal Syndicate. And he is the Black Market Entrepreneur. Now, if you heard that name, guys, before you read what it did, what would you maybe think it would give? Like,
I think it'd make, all the rest of your characters get some sort of offensive buff.
Yeah, right. He's wheeling and dealing,
fact,
right?
Actually, give me 1 minute, and I will give you the exact text of what I think it should do.
Okay, there we go.
Leadership.
No.
But yeah, it's whatever Quinn's about to come up with. It isn't that.
So the exact wording I think it would be is once per turn, when an allied character is attacking or defending, if it is holding or contesting an objective token and has 1 or more wild results in its roll, change one of its dice to a hit or a shield.
Feels
almost
good.
Like that's what he was going to have before they scrapped that Rivals panel that you don't believe existed. More evidence piling up.
Yeah. So when an allied character is dazed or KO'd after the effect is resolved, Klaw may advance.
Whoa.
Sure.
This is not leadership.
Like,
have we found not a leadership?
This is the worst leadership in the game, right?
This is worse than Cyclops, man.
It's worse than Cyclops. So. No. It's worse than Cable.
No.
It does nothing to do anything to elevate the rest of the team.
It doesn't matter. You're giving 3 advances to a 5 threat. You know how fucking good that is when you sat there with a beam 5.
That might be fine if it were giving free advances to someone like fucking.
This is climbing gear. This is climbing gear. Climbing gear is fucking.
Well, it's not
back.
climbing gear because you can't use an advance to climb.
I'm telling you, this leadership.
It's not climbing gear because it can only be used on one fucking character.
Yeah.
And you don't even control when it happens.
It doesn't matter. The guy is sat there with a beam 5. Any advance is good.
It's fucking awful, man.
And when when we get to his card, it's even fucking better.
This is fucking terrible, Ron.
You both say this, right? But who comes up with the goods? Everyone said Black Bolt was shit.
Just because you can make him work.
Black Bolt's leadership was shit.
That is a good
point.
point.
The Black Bolt character is shit, whereas this is quite reverse.
It is utterly dog eggs.
It's not great, but it's not the worst leadership in the game. No way.
Name me a worse leadership.
X-Force, 100%.
It's not.
It is! How is X-Force not the worst leadership in the game? A
It's not.
reroll on A attack once per turn.
At least X-Force benefits your entire team.
No.
Yeah.
Get TTS up, look, we'll have a game. I'll fucking shit I play Klaw.
Oh, dearie me. All of life's mysteries can be solved with missing rivals. Bermuda Triangle. Anyway, let's get on to his first, or his only active ability. Reconstitute form. Spend 2 power, heal yourself 2. I'd have liked to have seen it being 3.
Like, no one could be as good as Groot.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Groot's, a 3 threat, and he gets 3.
I feel like you couldn't get away with it being 3, mainly because
I think it's going to be hard enough to kill as it is.
Yeah, if you didn't have the immunities, then I could see it being 3. But with the immunities, I think
that's fair.
Groot is fucking hard to kill.
Oh yeah,
and he's only got 2 energy defense.
You know what I mean? Like, you bang 3 health on 2 power on Klaw, I don't think you're ever getting him off at table.
And yes, Sean, I did say dog eggs. Soundwave Barrier. Reactive ability costs 3. When an enemy character ends its activation within 3 of this character, it may use his superpower. This character may push the enemy character away short.
Oh,
now this is good.
This is
incredible.
This is real good, isn't it? This is real good.
This makes him feel like a Crimson
research
character.
Station. Holy shit! Like, you will never score him while this guy has power.
Yeah.
like his leadership makes him feel like very not Crimson. This ability, very Crimson.
Yeah, but you always every time you think Crimson, it's it's Kingpin. Oh, it's Kingpin. Fuck Kingpin. Take Kingpin off the table.
Take Kingpin off. Well, one of the best leaderships, if not the best leadership in the game.
No. Ron thinks it's worse than Claw's, clearly.
No, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is you're not taking Klaw while you're playing Kingpin. That's just not a thing that's going to happen. Ulik's a character in Crimson.
This is true.
Yeah.
But you take into consideration his leadership, the fact that he comes with an Area 5, a Beam 5, and his position is probably more important than most characters on the table, because if you end within 3 of him, he gets to push you away. These little short advances are going to keep him where he needs to be. Trust me, this leadership is good.
So what I will say is that I think...
He shouldn't be called a leadership.
He shouldn't be a leadership. It's not
a leadership.
Yeah. So what I will say is that I think Soundwave Barrier enables you to play CS without feeling too bad about not running Kingpin, because it's still giving you an edge in terms of objectives, because you can shove people off them, out of activation. That's amazing. But
and this is also the reason why he's on a small base.
Just should have been a thing on his card, not a leadership.
Oh yeah, I don't agree. He should be a leader. What I'm saying is, you're saying it's a bad leadership. It's not a bad leadership. It's bad that he's a leader. Full stop.
It's a bad leadership, Ron.
It's not a fucking bad leadership.
Whichever way you carve it up and paint it, it's still a shit leadership.
No.
A leadership trickles down
Okay,
and
right,
affects
so
everybody in the
if
team.
this-
Oh, here we go.
if this
He's
had
going in
the
with his
fucking-
Tory
If
economics.
this had the fucking innate symbol instead of the leadership symbol, you would be fucking buzzing about this.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
You think it's the
100%.
best thing
denying
ever.
that.
Well, it doesn't matter. Why does it matter?
Because you're foregoing another leadership to take this one.
You're not playing him with anyone else's leadership anyway. You can't afford to take him in Kingpin. And Daredevil and
He's not playing in
one's
Daredevil, is he?
MODOK, and he's not. You know what I mean? You're not taking him in Daredevil.
Taking him with MODOK, mate. Chad move.
You're not taking him in MODOK. You're not taking him in Daredevil. You ain't taking him in fucking Kingpin. Ulik is a thing. He costs 5 threat. He is better.
So Count Lavender just asked, my question would be if he should or shouldn't have the Wakanda affiliation.
I don't think so.
No, he's not Wakandan, which is why I think Killmonger gets a pass despite being a villain.
Storm is not Wakandan.
Yeah,
Quick-
but she's part of the royal family.
Maybe by
She
marriage.
married in. She married in.
Well, I can't say
Quicksil-
anything. You know what I mean? I've got 3 characters in Inhumans that married in.
Quicksilver is not an Inhuman.
He married in.
Doesn't matter.
Who did Klaw marry to get into Wakanda?
He didn't. He just fought his way in,
so,
didn't he?
so he's not Wakandan, is he?
When has that ever stopped them?
Like,
think if they make him
Quicksilver has an
Wakandan,
Attilian lead,
it would be a mistake.
citizenship.
By the way, I don't think he's going to be in Wakanda.
No,
I think
well,
it would
if
be a
he is, he
mistake.
shouldn't be.
Oh, it's
Oh, fuck
Crimson
me.
Cabal.
If he is, for one power,
Wakanda,
he gets to make a sonic blast for one cost.
pretty fucking good. And then you've got all of like the shoves off or pushes off the different Wakandan characters to line up beats. Pretty good.
Yeah. So his first innate ability, absorb vibrations. When this character is targeted by a physical or energy attack or makes a dodge roll, after the effect is resolved, it gains 1 power. Additionally, he can't be pushed or advanced by effects of energy attacks or enemy superpowers. So again, pretty good because you're not going to have to reposition him too much. And then lastly, immune to nearly fucking everything. Bleed, incinerate, poison and shock.
He's immune to all of the good ones, bar, stun, stagger, and hex.
I mean, it's a lot of things to be immune against. Shock for me is a really big one. I know it's
Shock
not
is
like,
very good.
but it just decreases your output so much, especially when you've got triggers that you want to get, when you've got beam attacks, so you're multiplying those missing dice by, X number of attacks that you make. Okay, hot take, but a person made of living sound is very stupid. Oh, absolutely. But this is the Marvel Comics, Nuclear Kid.
Of all the things in Marvel Comics to think is dumb, sure, this is one of them, but it's not the main one.
If they made characters purely based on the comics, the game would be incredibly unbalanced.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
Like, it'd be fucking mad.
So on his injured side, absolutely nothing changes. It's exactly the same.
Chad. Is the word
I
you're
would have
looking
liked
for.
to have seen some changes on there, I think. Like, I don't know. I do like it when they have
I would
flip
have liked
side.
something if they'd incorporated, as is shown in the art, like him sort of phasing in and out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Something a little bit more thematic.
Something that just messes with his stability would have been cool.
Yeah. Okay, yes, death by radioactive spider sperm is worse, but that doesn't make Klaw any better. That is true. Another bad thing doesn't make a bad thing good.
What
Cool,
wise
so-
man say?
Overall, Ron, thoughts on Klaw?
I think he's great, man. I don't know what people aren't seeing. I think he's really good.
Quinn?
Shouldn't be a leader.
That is the biggest problem, right?
What? Crimson didn't even need a third leader. Why the fuck have they got a fourth?
That's the other annoying thing, I think, is like there's so many affiliations out there who don't have
Like imagine if one of those 2 releases had been like Odin for
Odin.
Asgard.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Cool. They come with some tactics cards, and because it's been a minute, we do have access to them all. Two for actually one for M'Baku, one for Klaw, and then obviously a Wakandan card as well. But two Wakandan cards, but M'Baku needs to spend one of them. So first of all, Jabari Chieftain. It's a Wakanda card. It's active. During another allied Wakanda character's activation, M'Baku may spend 4 power to play this card. M'Baku advances towards the active allied character medium. The active allied character adds 2 dice to its attack rolls on this activation. Hello, Killmonger.
Forget Killmonger. Hello, Panther with full rerolls.
Mantle. Ooh.
Are you running Panther with him?
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
What are your thoughts on this? So essentially 4 power for a medium move out of activation as well. Which is always really good.
Oh,
and
out of
then,
activation moves are good, aren't they?
On M'Baku, yeah.
on M'Baku, yes. And then 2 dice to attack rolls for the entire activation. Which is pretty damn good.
This is potentially.
Oh, this is a massive
7
pop-off turn.
3 7-dice attacks with full rerolls attached is immense off the back of Panther. And then going 7-9-9 with Killmonger, you are gonna kill whoever you went for.
Or even just Shuri and you just go push.
It's not 7-9-9. It's 9-11-11.
Yeah, because if you're playing, what's it called? Wakanda Forever. That is 3 tactics cards in one activation, though.
I don't mind.
Yeah, if it just takes the battles off the board, I'm happy with it.
But you're doing a lot with it.
That's killing
absolutely.
3 characters, getting 3 kill counts.
And getting you 2 VPs.
Yeah, I think it's good. Do you think, does it become a card that's staple to M'Baku?
100%.
Yeah, I think unless there's some really weird situations with regards to who you can fit in at certain points values.
I think it's always in your 10.
It's always in your 10.
Always in your 100% always in your 10. Yeah, always in your 10. Next card, another Wakanda card, Spirit of Wakanda. So it's going to be an active card, and then a Wakanda character may spend 2 power to play this card. The character that play this card may immediately use one of the following effects. All other characters within 2 from this character may remove 2 damage from themselves. All other characters within 2 may remove all special conditions from themselves. All other characters within 2 may gain 2 power. So it costs you 2. You can either remove a bunch load of conditions,
bunch load,
potentially a lot of damage, or what I really like is a fucking souped up advanced R&D, which is pretty nice.
It's kind of great.
The only thing I don't like about this card is it doesn't affect the person that plays it.
Yeah, it would be cool if it did heal them up or remove their conditions.
Make it 3 power and
I get the
it.
no power one. That makes sense because otherwise the card is then free.
Yeah.
But the healing and the removal of conditions, I think I would, obviously I would prefer if they did get the effect because then it's better and I plan on playing this card. But I think it would.
I think 9 times out of 10 you're using the power one. I think you're going Okoye into your group, pop in this. Everyone gets a shit ton of power. Let's go.
Yeah, I think it's really good, isn't it?
I also just really like the fact that this is unrestricted healing.
Yeah, and it's also out of activation, which is great.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, I was going to say that. So if you need an extra couple of power on somebody, this is a great way of being able to get it on.
Or
as well.
you're about to activate a Panther who's staggered and hexed. How about no?
Yeah, absolutely.
PTSD there, Quinn.
Same.
PTSD there.
He wasn't staggered, he was shocked.
Same question, guys. Obviously, it doesn't come stapled to anyone, but does this make it in your 10? Is it stapled into your 10? And are you taking it more often than not?
I think it stays in your 5. I think you take this as much as you take Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
I think it's that good.
I think maybe Wakanda Forever edges it out,
Oh yeah, because, Wakanda
a couple
Forever can give you
points, but
5 attacks.
a lot of the time you are taking this card. I mean, potentially like
It's the fact that this could trigger Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got no power on these characters. I will go and give them power. Then I will trigger
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
It's also worth noting
like,
that it's not just Wakandans that get this; it's any ally. So
Yeah.
you don't have to be a Wakandan character has to spend it, but it's everyone in your roster or in your squad. Sorry, that that's going to be able to use it.
Personally, wouldn't play what I'm about to suggest just because it's not my style. But I could definitely see Wakanda with this card existing now, foregoing one of their restricteds in order to get like a gem on Corvus or something. Like, I think that could genuinely be a viable list now. Because
Are you still thinking of a world where it's a Wakanda Black Order?
No.
Okay.
No.
Corvus is just good.
Yeah, Corvus is just good, man.
Yeah. Right, now let's get on to the fucking big thing.
There's nothing else to talk about, Quinn, is there?
Come on.
I think there might have been some Shatterpoint releases. We could talk about that.
Yeah.
First Area 5 in the game. First Area 4 in the game.
Is
Supersonic.
Technically, because can't Ultimate Encounter Thanos use the Thanos area attack card that goes up one per gem?
Who's playing Ultimate Encounters?
Well, I'm just saying, it's not the first.
Chauveau Damien, hello from France. Or hello from England, even. You're from France. Supersonic Annihilator. Unaffiliated, active. During Claw's activation, he may spend 5 power to play this card. Klaw may use the attack shown above once this activation. And the attack is Supersonic... Is it Shred, even?
Shred.
Supersonic Shred. Area 5... 6 strength, cost 0. After each attack is resolved, if the attack dealt damage, the target character gains the stun special condition. I like that it's unaffiliated. I think it gives you some flexibility with where you can take it. I'm not a fan. I'm going to be honest, Ron.
What the fuck are you smoking? This is incredible! This is 6 dice, Area 5! That auto stuns if he does damage! What the fuck are you talking about? This is nuts! It's so good!
I mean, it's alright.
Holy shit. You wait, right, until fucking I play Defenders with Claw.
But what I will say is, on setups where it will be very good, right, down the middle things, it will be very good. But on maps where people are more spread out, and you're only getting 2 or 3, two or three targets off, 6 dice. Energy's one of the highest defense rating now. Like, I think it's okay. I think it's situational depending on what crisis you're playing.
Isn't Energy the worst defended type?
No, it's gone up.
Has it gone up? Huh?
Yeah.
So I disagree with what you said about it being good on the middle, because on the middle you just use the beam.
This is good everywhere.
Like, this is good on, like, I think this is good on B maps, honestly. Like, I would have liked if this had, like, a push portion to it. That would have been, like, really
that would have been
strong.
disgusting.
Oh, yeah, like, make this, like, Monkey Brain is Lizard Home. Right.
Jesus.
This is already incredibly strong.
I feel like it goes up a great... Like, I'd like this if he stood next to someone like Zemo. Because then getting on it is great. I'm not sure how much I care for 5 power for 6 dice.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
6 dice on 6 characters.
Rob,
if your opponent's running 6 wide, sure.
Yeah.
But also, is it ever going to be
if your
that?
opponent's playing Malekith or Thanos, you're not taking this card.
So, to my point where it is very situational. Like, I just don't think 6 dice is very good. With a stun at the back end of it.
I think because he has the beam, this is not as valuable as it would have been if he didn't have the beam. Like, he's got something baked into his kit that costs the exact same amount, that in a high number of cases
it's going to do more damage.
Well, it's going to be just as good in terms of the number of targets it can get.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a
I
fan.
don't think it's bad. I just don't.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't think it's going to give you a return on the investment. You know, average defense is what, 3.5, nearly 4 now on energy. There's not a huge, you know, there's less defensive tech around it, but even so, I just don't think if it was 7 dice, then I think I'd have been a lot more on board with it. But I do think it's very situational. I think there's going to be some maps where it's not as good, and I think there's going to be some matchups where it's just not going to be as good. And somebody's brought out a really good point there as well. Every single one of your own characters within range 1, so within range 5, is going to take attacks as well, right?
They're going to take a damage, not attack.
Sorry, not an attack, a damage. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not.
I do like how Ron's just letting you stew. It's great.
I know, right? I'm waiting for Ron to like.
No, he's done with this conversation. Fuck you.
Is it because I've pissed on your parade, Ron? Because you loved it?
No, it's because you're completely wrong.
I just don't think 6 dice is good enough for the power.
I can't fucking teach stupid. It's just...
Oh, you tried that with Elf for long enough, didn't you? No, I mean, Quinn, am I wrong here? Am I like? I just think it's situational and it's
whoa! I'm not getting dragged into this. I don't give a fuck about Klaw. Leave me alone. I don't like it when my 2 dads start fighting, but I'm not getting in the middle.
I'm pretty sure Jonah was the other dad. Didn't he win custody?
It was a 3-way.
I do not want to know about the night of your conception.
Why, you were there.
Regress memories.
Ron and Jonah got together and then laid an egg.
That's how it works, yes.
Yeah.
That is how it works.
That's what Ron told me happened.
No, Justin, your allies don't get stunned. So yeah, your allies don't get stunned. They will just take a single damage. But yeah, I don't know. I just think, knowing my luck with these big attacks, I can see myself doing more damage to my own team than I end up doing to the enemy team in total. But there we go. Overall thoughts on Klaw and M'Baku? Now we've obviously put their cards with them as well.
M'Baku, Klaw. Sideways thumbs. Sideways thumbs.
Sideways thumbs, at least.
Don't eat me.
I think they're both good. I think they're both solid characters. I am really, really questioning why that ability on Klaw is a leadership, because it just stops you from being able to use. I mean, it doesn't stop you from being able to use another leadership, but if you want to use that, then that's what you've got to take. And Ron, I get out of activation, you know, is movement is good, but I just think it doesn't feel like a leadership to me. I feel like a leadership should benefit everyone in the squad and not just one character. But
leadership should be something that you build around, not just something that's tacked on.
Yeah. No, I agree. Klaw's leadership gets 7 thumbs down from Glyn.
What's that out of, Glyn?
Yeah, how many? Well, surely it's the perfect 5 out of 7 is the perfect movie score. So is this 7 out of 7 down thumbs? I don't know.
It's actually 7 out of 5.
7 out of 5. That's how bad. I think it would be too strong if you could take him with other leaderships. Maybe Klaw's leadership is a tax for him being so good. I mean, Cable would like a fucking word if that's how they work out leaderships and characters. Because he's not. Cyclops has got a better leadership. I would agree. I think we've broken Ron.
We've not broken him. He's just resisting his urge to kill you.
I'm just glad I'm not sat in the same room. I'm glad we do this remotely.
It's all right. I'll get my revenge when you finally get paid into me, and I'll just fucking absolutely annihilate you with Klaw. And then I'm going to force you to make a video and apologise.
Fine.
What is it going to be? Like some sort of ISIS hostage video? Behind the camera?
Yeah, fucking damn right.
I would like to... Sorry, Ron. I would like to apologise for the statement. Will you get that rifle out of my head? For the comments I made.
He's a fucking rifle.
He doesn't. It'll just be his hand on the back of my neck. Just
slowly
closing.
No, Ron will actually be stood behind you, but he'll be wearing a white t-shirt so he looks like the wall.
Yeah, fair enough. Cable's builder is range 5, though. It could be infinite range, Sean. It won't make him any fucking better. Cool. We did have a painting competition, guys, didn't we? I don't know if you remember way back when. But we did have a painting competition.
Yeah, it was Darth Maul, right?
Darth Maul, yes, that's the one. But no, just a quick update, guys. Obviously, it's been a while since we've done a Bugle. It's a combination of things. Me being on holiday, me playing Shatterpoint, me painting Shatterpoint, me doing videos about Shatterpoint.
Me collecting Shatterpoint.
Ron collecting Shatterpoint.
No, that were you.
That was me, wasn't it? Yeah, I was driving down to go get it a day early, or 2 days early, whatever it was. But just, we spoke about this on Diwanawonga. The live shows, we are going to do each of them bi-weekly, and that is once every 2 weeks, not twice a week. So week 1, which was last week, will be the Diwanawonga, a Shatterpoint podcast. And then the following week, it'll be the Weekly Bugle, and then back over to the Shatterpoint, so on and so forth. We may miss a couple every now and then. That's just the way that it happens. Next week, for example, we're going to have to move the days because I'm going to be away on the Wednesday and Thursday, so it'll happen on either the Tuesday or the Friday for the Shatterpoint one.
Well,
but we're going to be
on the Tuesday.
Why?
Quinn plays D&D.
I'll have nerd friends. I'll roll D20.
Well, we might get more viewers, Ron, if it's just me and you.
I think I get more viewers on my own.
Yeah.
You're going to get more
Diwanawonga,
viewers.
Mac.
Sick at Shatterpoint.
Are you sick? Are you as sick as Phil?
No one's as sick as Phil.
Look, I'm sicker than you, mate. Pipe down.
Rude. So we're running our painting competition, guys. This one is going to be for what's the name of that Wakanda pack? Is it the
Warrior Falls, isn't it?
Warrior Falls, isn't it? Yeah. So sometime before Christmas, because these are more expensive packs, so we can't be doing these every month.
Nuclear
we'll be
kid, you are 100% right.
No way the show needs its top. Oh, wow.
I don't know if Rich even understands what that means.
Nope, no idea. But
it's a wrestling term. The heel is the bad guy.
If you're the bad
guy in this show, like,
are you really?
That's the part I play.
Quinn has other friends? ? I mean, two things about that statement, Glenn. First of all, to claim me and Ron as his friends, I think, is a stretch.
Yeah, right.
Second of all, I think he just has another group that tolerates him. I think is probably the fair assumption there, Ron.
To answer your actual question, Glenn, 5th edition.
Oh, he was asking what D&D edition you were playing, not if we were going to do a D&D edition of the show.
No.
Good. Also, you're allowed to have friends, but I'm not, Quinn. I smell hypocrisy.
Well, yeah, but I've got clout, Phil.
Has he got clout? Phil, what are you doing on Tuesday? Do you fancy joining us for the Diwanawonga as a special guest?
Phil has been called a clout chaser for being friends with us, Rich.
And James makes a good point. 27, 28 if you're watching, only 7 likes. Hit that button, guys. Apparently, the algorithm... It feeds the algorithm, I think.
I feel like the algorithm's been asleep for years at this point. I don't think the algorithm died at home alone and its cats ate it.
It definitely knows how to screw my videos, I'll put it that way. 4th edition is the best. Fight me, nerds.
I mean, I won't fight you, but also no.
I've never played D&D.
I'll fight you.
Yeah.
Nuclear Kid.
You know what? I'll fight you. I elect Rod as champion.
You're fucked, Nuclear
Child
Kid.
combat.
I've never played D&D, but I'm always up for a fight.
I murdered her! I raped her! Oh, we all know the Viper and the Mountain. Deary me, Nuclear Kid.
Not even that way round, you know.
It
The
doesn't
mountain
matter.
and the viper. Well, it,
It
doesn't
doesn't
matter 'cause
matter.
it sounds better.
The Viper and the Mountain. Cool. So we've got 3 entries this week that we have picked out, starting with, in fact, actually, recap. This was characters in the game who should be or could be leaders. So have they been a leader of another affiliation, a leader of an affiliation that already exists, in any other medium, and why they should be leaders in this game. So starting out, we had, this was, I think, Quinn's pick for They Call Him Ben, and that's, there we go. And it was Mr. Sinister. I'd love to see a Mr. Sinister leadership.
Marauders, man.
Marauders would be really, really good. I think it's something that would be cool in the game, and I wholeheartedly agree. Quinn, what stood out for you on this one?
Well, it's something that I'm pretty bad at painting-wise, but I like the edge highlighting on sort of the banded surfaces of like his armor suit thing. I just really like those. I also like the highlights on the boots in particular. Like I've seen like a couple Count Dooku paint jobs recently, and it's like, yeah, I like that style for like highlighting shiny leather boots.
Yeah.
It's not something I've really done before, but I'm keen to try it out.
No, I agree. I think it's a really nice, clean paint job, and we just find out it's Nuclear Kids as well.
Oh
Yeah,
no, it's shit. He likes sports. It's awful.
I really like the. I don't know what you is it. What does he have? Is it? It's not ooze, is it? But what's in the chamber that he's in that he's just stepping out of? I like the colouring of that. I think it's really good.
What you mean? His gender reveal smoke?
His gender reveal smoke. Yes. What is turquoise? Let's not go. That is a fucking rabbit hole I do not want to go down. So yes. Anyway, so Nuclear Kid, aka Ben, aka They Call Him Ben. I think they call him Ben because his name's Ben. I'm just gonna take a stab.
He's actually called Keith.
Oh really?
Yeah. Little known fact.
Strange name then. Next up we have my selection, which was Gooey Chewie's Deadpool. This was to be the leader of the X-Force. He should have been a leader in X-Force. Taco Cat spelled backwards is Taco Cat. That also got some bonus points there as well. I like the paint job. I like all the extra little heads on the base. You guys can't see the heads on the base. Let me zoom out there ever so slightly. All the little extra heads on the base saying OMG, WTF barbecue. So he used all of those spare Deadpool heads. So really like that one. And then the winner this week was Brushnicker with his Venom, saying that he should be the leader of the symbiotes. Ron, you picked this one out. What stood out to you for this one?
I really like the matte finish. I think it looks very good. I also like the blue hue coming through, and you can I'm not sure how it did it. I don't know if it's like airbrushed or what, but I don't know. It just looks really good.
Yeah, I don't know if it's airbrushing or glazing or something like that, but yeah, it's a really nice finish, isn't it?
Yeah, looks great.
I have a question, Ron.
Go on.
Would Leader Venom have a better leadership than Klaw?
It'd have the same.
To be fair, I don't mind that on Venom.
I have no words. But there we go. There we go, guys. Quinn, have you any idea whose turn it is to pick this next fortnight's painting challenge?
I think it is your go.
Okay.
That's mainly because I don't want to pick.
Well, in honour of a new leader for the affiliation that has gone the longest, show me your Wakandans. It can be the whole squad. It can just be a single character. But any Wakandans, whether it's official models, 3D prints, whether you've converted something, let me know. And just to put a little sort of disclaimer on this one, it would have to be a fucking amazing storm for me to pick it, because she's not really a Wakandan. But there we go, guys. It's going to be Wakandans this week or next 2 weeks in honour of M'Baku, the chieftain himself. So yeah, if you're wondering where to submit them, go to the Discord. There is a section there where you can submit all your entries, as there is one for Shatterpoint as well. Ron, Quinn, anything to add to the lovely people?
Nope.
And
all
Nuclear
good from me.
Kid?
I was going to say, what lovely people. Where?
Cool. Okay, guys, we're going to leave it there. Have a good one. We'll catch you guys in 2 weeks for the Weekly Bugle. And if you want to tune in next Tuesday, we will be doing the Diwanawonga. That's fine, Justin. You don't have to paint them over the next 2 weeks. Like, it's fine. You don't actually have
I
to.
feel like if that were the case, we'd never get an entry ever.
No. So yeah, join us on Tuesday for the Diwanawonga podcast with potentially special guest Phil. Seeing
Like
as
how of the two options, you've just decided it's the one that I can't be at.
I can't do Friday, I've just realised. So.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll be on Tuesday. My D&D starts at 7:30. I'll just...